Personality is something complicated, and we all know that. Formally, it's the set of qualities and defects that define an individual, but we also know that's not so simple. We can't describe ourselves pointing out 3 qualities and 3 defects, because we are as complex as the mysteries of the universe. Some months ago, a 69-year-old woman discovered that she was living with OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder, for over 40 years, without realizing that her habits were more than that. She had 60 daily habits, ranging from dropping a drop of water before putting coffee in the cup, until looking under all the beds in the house before sleeping every night. Finally, at the insistence of her family, she discovered that OCD is one of the most common personality disorders nowadays and affects more than 2.2 American adults. It's now you must be wondering, why did this girl tell this slightly weird story that probably has nothing to do with you? Because I'm going to talk about personality, or rather, how it's formed. There are 4 factors that shape our personality: genetics, experiences, environment, and society. First, talking about genetics. Psychologists have been stating since the 90s that personality traits are passed down from parents to child. Years of research with twins, adopted childs, and brothers have shown that about half of our behavioral traits are under the direct influence of genetics, but finding the specific gene is more complicated than it sounds. Genes that influence behavior do not act alone. They interact with a multitude of others, located in the vicinity or in the distant areas of the chromosomes. Even so, this transmission of characteristics will not make a faithful copy of those who came before you. So, don't worry, it's very likely that you will not become an up-to-date version of your father. I hope so. In addition to genetics, what we go through is directly related to who we are. Traumatic experiences in the early childhood, or even when we are developing personality in our teenage years, can have an impact on who we are. It's believed that traits of introversion and extroversion are determined in the early years of life by how us and our subconscious interpret feedback from the both. If we are rewarded for our attempts to make friends, we can become more extroverted people. On the other hand, if we are fooled for our attempts to make friends, we can become more introverted people. And I ask you a question: would the child you were yesterday be proud of the adult you are today? Talking about the environment, it's natural. Trying to explain why can lead us to deep philosophical and religious questions that I prefer not to discuss here. But taking a more pragmatic side, we need to look for things in the environment and avoid things that can threaten us. And this guarantees our survival from the beginning of humanity. And as human beings who have developed society, adapting to the environment also involves adapting from the people around us. And it's what allows us to learn things from the world and from the others. The expectations that your parents, friends, relatives, and sometimes even your teachers have about you, as well the environment in which you were created, your culture, religion, and friendships can have a big impact in your personality, positively and negatively. Finally, talking about society. Fashion, money, fame, beauty, perfection. These are all concepts that in one way or another are increasingly infiltrating in the minds of the world's population nowadays, and which, at the first glance, seems harmless, are directly and indirectly responsible for personality changes. Today, fashion is directly related to personality change. Increasingly, teens strive to fit within a pattern. Being thin, beauty, and popular seems to make others happy, but is secretly modifying their personality, their originality, and nothing, not even the most brand in the world, should have the power to do so. In spite of everything, it's possible to change personality traits. The first step is really want to change. Character traits are easier to change. The genetic influence in them is minor, and they were developed primarily with the interaction with the environment. On the other hand, temperamental traits, such as impulsiveness, are more difficult, and one feels greater resistance to change. However, with perseverance and dedication, in many cases, positive results are obtained. Be that as it may, your personality is defined by a set of factors that together make you who you are. Be proud of who you are, because if you're not happy with yourself, you will not be truly happy with nothing. Thank you for the attention.